So the sandwich theorem, or you'll also see it called the squeeze theorem. Both are correct names for this. I'm going to go through it. I'll demonstrate kind of what the AP exam looks for this, but otherwise, this is something to avoid really because it generally just takes too much time. And if you're going to do this, you're probably going to rely on the graph or a table to evaluate the limit anyways. When we get to our AP preparation in the spring, we'll revisit it. But I will be honest with you, I'm not going to assess you on the sandwich theorem in this unit. So the sandwich theorem says, let's suppose that I have three functions. And the one I'm interested in is the limit as x approaches a from both sides of the middle function g of x. And the limit as x approaches a for the bottom function is L. The limit for the top function h is also L. And g is always going to be between h and f. In other words, h and f are the bread, g is the meat of the sandwich. And what happens is because g must always be between them and the top and the bottom have the same limit at the same x coordinate, g must also have that same limit. If we are going to use this, before we can say the conclusion, we have to say the first 3 points. We have to show the limit as x approaches a of the bottom, the limit as x approaches a from the top, and show they're the same, and that g is always between them. So a variation of the free response question that involved the sandwich theorem from 2019 says, we are told the limit as x approaches 2 of g is the same as the limit as x approaches 2 of h and is 4. Then k is a function such that g is always less than or equal to k, which is always less than or equal to h. So graphically, and I would recommend if you were doing this problem, sketch the graph. Here's 2, here's 4. We're told g is always smaller, but has a limit of 4 as x approaches 2 from both sides. H is always higher, but also has a limit of 4 as x approaches 2 from both sides. And then we're told that k is right between them. So here's k. So if I want to find the limit as x approaches 2 of k, well, because it's always between h and g both have that limit, this limit must also be 4. And that is using the sandwich theorem.